In the age of social media, the selfie has become the ultimate proof of existence. If you didn't take a picture, were you even there? But for some, the obsession with capturing the perfect death-defying shot goes too far. They see a safety barrier and think, the view is better on the other side. They see a wild animal and think, this will look great on my feed. They see a 27,000-volt power line and think, what a cool backdrop. These are the stories of Karens and Kevins who paid the ultimate price for a few likes. They chased viral fame and found fatal reality instead. From the tops of trains to the edges of cliffs, this is a deep dive into the most stupid selfie deaths ever recorded. Case 1. Anna Ursu. On the evening of May 8, 2015, in the city of Iași, Romania, 18-year-old Anna Ursu and a friend decided they wanted to take the ultimate selfie. For them, this meant finding a location that was both edgy and unique. They settled on the local train station's shunting yard, a place filled with stationary train cars. The dream was simple: get a photo that no one else had. They wanted to stand on top of the world, or at least on top of a train, and capture a picture that would stand out on social media. It was a quest for a special photo, a digital trophy of their daring. Ignoring the inherent dangers of a train yard, they climbed onto the roof of a stationary electric train. As Anna lay on her back and stuck one of her legs up in the air to strike a dramatic pose, she made a fatal mistake. She inadvertently touched a live high-voltage wire hanging just above the train. An enormous 27,000-volt electrical field arced through her body, instantly setting her on fire. The force of the shock was so powerful that it threw her 17-year-old friend off the roof. A passerby who witnessed the horrific event risked his own life to climb onto the carriage, extinguish the flames on Anna's burning body, and call for emergency services. Both teenagers were rushed to the hospital, but Anna's injuries were too severe. She had burns covering over 50% of her body and succumbed to them the next day. Her friend, thankfully, survived. The irony is that in her pursuit of the ultimate selfie, Anna achieved a grim sort of fame. Her story became a global cautionary tale about the deadly consequences of chasing likes. She wanted a special photo, but the one that defined her legacy was the one she never got to post. Case 2. The Nepal Elephant Selfie. In 2016, along a road near Nepal's famous Chitwan National Park, a truck driver was making a routine journey when he encountered an extraordinary sight: a herd of over 20 wild elephants crossing the road. For most drivers, this is a moment to stop, wait patiently, and marvel at the majesty of nature from a safe distance. The dream, for this driver, was different. He saw not a potential danger, but a once-in-a-lifetime photo opportunity. He envisioned a selfie with a herd of wild elephants in the background, a truly epic shot that would surely impress his friends and family. Instead of staying safely inside his vehicle, the man stopped his truck, got out, and walked towards the herd. With his phone in hand, he tried to frame the perfect selfie. The elephants, however, were not interested in posing. They saw his approach as a threat. One or more of the elephants turned defensive, charging at the man. He was trampled to death. Other drivers who had stopped at a safe distance could only watch in horror before calling for help. The incident was later recorded in official statistics as a selfie-related death. The investigation concluded that the man's decision to leave his vehicle and approach the wild animals was the direct cause of his death. While sources confirmed the incident happened in 2016, the exact date was never widely publicized, lost in the tragic absurdity of the event. The irony is that the man was in a place of incredible natural beauty, surrounded by magnificent creatures, but his desire to capture the moment for social media blinded him to the immediate danger. He wanted to get close to nature, and in the end, he got closer than he ever could have imagined. Case 3. The Diamond Bay Cliff Selfie. On the morning of August 17, 2019, A 27-year-old woman from London was visiting the Diamond Bay Reserve in Vaucluse, an affluent eastern suburb of Sydney, Australia. The area is famous for its breathtaking coastal views and dramatic 30-meter cliffs, making it a hotspot for tourists and Instagrammers. The dream was to capture the perfect sunrise photo. She and a group of friends had gathered at the popular Lookout, a place so notorious for dangerous selfies that the local council had increased fencing and patrols. For this woman, however, the safety barriers were merely an obstacle to her artistic vision. Just before midday, she climbed over the safety railing to get a better shot. She positioned herself on the edge of the cliff, with her back to the abyss, while her friends took photos. As she was posing, she lost her footing on the unstable ground and tragically fell to her death. Her friends and other horrified onlookers immediately called emergency services. A massive search and rescue operation was launched, involving a helicopter and marine police. Her body was recovered from the water a few hours later. The local mayor expressed his condolences, but also his frustration, stating that people were putting their lives at risk by ignoring the clear warning signs. The irony of her death is profound. The location had become so popular on Instagram that it was known as the Diamond Bay Selfie Cliff. The woman was one of many who flocked there, inspired by photos they had seen online, only to become another tragic statistic. Her death was a direct consequence of the very social media trend she was trying to participate in. From a fatal flash of electricity to a deadly encounter with wildlife and a tragic fall from a cliff, the quest for the perfect selfie has already proven to be a fatal one. But what happens when the danger isn't a wild animal, but a 27-story drop from a luxury apartment? Or when a playful zoo animal decides it wants to be in the picture with you permanently? Stick around, because things are about to get even dumber. Case 4. The Pictured Rocks Cliff Selfie. In 2018, another tragedy highlighted the dangers of cliffside selfies, this time at the Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore in Michigan. This park is renowned for its colorful sandstone cliffs that tower over the pristine waters of Lake Superior. These cliffs, while beautiful, are notoriously unstable and prone to collapse. The dream for a female tourist visiting the park was to capture a photo that did justice to the spectacular scenery. She wanted a picture of herself on the edge of the abyss, a testament to her adventurous spirit. The official trails and viewpoints weren't enough. She needed to get closer. Ignoring the numerous warning signs and the visible instability of the cliff edges, the woman ventured off the marked path. She positioned herself near the edge of a high cliff, estimated to be about 200 feet or 60 meters high. As she was trying to take her selfie, the loose ground beneath her gave way, or she simply lost her footing. She plummeted to the base of the cliff. Other visitors who witnessed the fall immediately alerted park rangers. A search was launched, and her body was eventually located by a boat and helicopter team. Due to privacy concerns and the nature of the incident, her name and exact date of death were not widely publicized, but her story was included in a global study on selfie-related fatalities. The irony here lies in the very nature of the place she was visiting. The beauty of Pictured Rocks is a result of constant erosion, the same force that makes the cliff so unstable and dangerous. She wanted to capture a moment of perfect, static beauty in a place defined by its constant, unpredictable change, and paid for it with her life. Case 5. Sandra Manuela da Costa Machado. On the morning of October 12, 2018, in the exclusive El Cangrejo neighborhood of Panama City, Sandra Manuela da Costa Machado, a 44-year-old mother of two from Portugal, was enjoying the view from her 27th floor apartment in the Luxor Tower. The dream was to take a breathtaking selfie with the city skyline as her backdrop. She had recently moved to Panama to work as a teacher and wanted to capture a photo that showcased her new, exciting life. But a simple photo from the balcony wasn't dramatic enough. While a friend was present, Sandra made a horrifyingly reckless decision. She climbed onto the concrete railing of the balcony, sitting on it with her back to the 27-story drop, selfie stick in hand. Construction workers on a neighboring building saw her and shouted for her to get down, but a gust of wind likely drowned out their warnings. As she was focused on her phone, she lost her grip or balance and fell. The entire horrific moment was captured on video by a bystander, the footage quickly going viral as a chilling example of social media obsession gone wrong. She was still holding the selfie stick as she fell. Paramedics rushed to the scene, but she was killed instantly on impact. The aftermath was a wave of shock and a stern warning from Panama's fire department, who posted on Twitter, "Don't risk your life for a selfie." The incident served as a gruesome, high-profile reminder of the dangers of extreme selfies. The ultimate irony is that her death was recorded not by her own camera, but by the cameras of horrified strangers. She died trying to create the perfect image of her life, but instead, she created a viral video of her death that would serve as a permanent, terrifying warning to others. Case 6. Jia Lijun. In May 2016, a Chinese businessman named Jia Lijun was visiting the Shixiaku Wildlife Park in Shandong Province. He was particularly fascinated by the park's massive walrus, which reportedly weighed 1.5 tons. He spent a significant amount of time taking photos and videos of the creature. The dream was to get the ultimate selfie with the giant animal. He wanted a close-up, a picture that would show him interacting with the powerful beast. He had reportedly been posting videos and photos of the walrus to his WeChat account moments before his death. Despite warnings from staff, Jia Lijun got dangerously close to the walrus enclosure to get a better shot. According to reports, the walrus, perhaps just being playful, grabbed him from behind with its powerful flippers and pulled him into the pool. A zookeeper who had cared for the walrus for over a decade and believed the animal meant no harm jumped into the water to save Jia. Tragically, the walrus wrapped its arms around the zookeeper as well. Both men were pulled under the water and drowned. The sheer weight and power of the animal made it impossible for them to escape. It was a bizarre and horrifying incident of the interspecies play gone fatally wrong. The park, which took responsibility for the incident, offered Jia's family compensation. The investigation concluded it was a tragic accident, but one that was initiated by the tourists' reckless behavior. The irony is gut-wrenching. The man wanted a photo with the walrus, and the walrus, in its own way, seemed to want to interact with him. It was a deadly misunderstanding between man and beast, fueled by one man's desire for a selfie. The zookeeper, a man who understood the animal, died trying to save a man who clearly did not. We've seen deadly falls and a fatal animal encounter, all in the name of a selfie. But the list of stupid ways to die for a photo doesn't end there. What happens when you lean just a little too far out of a moving train for the perfect action shot? And how can a beautiful waterfall hike with friends turn into a final fatal photo shoot? Don't go anywhere. Case 7. Olga Perminova. On February 19, 2025, a Russian tourist named Olga Perminova was on a scenic train journey through the central highlands of Sri Lanka. She was traveling with a tour group on the famous Poti Manike train, which winds its way through stunning landscapes between Badula and Hali Ella. The route is famous for its open-door carriages, which offer breathtaking views. The dream was to capture the perfect travel photo, one that conveyed a sense of freedom and adventure. With the wind in her hair and the lush landscape rushing by, she wanted a picture that would be the envy of all her friends back home. While the train was moving, Olga stood on the footboard of an open doorway, leaning her body far out of the carriage to pose for a photo being taken by a fellow traveler. She was so focused on getting the perfect shot that she failed to notice an obstacle on the side of the tracks. As the train passed a signal post or a similar trackside structure, she was struck hard in the head and body. The impact caused her to lose her balance and fall from the moving train. The train was brought to a halt, and passengers and staff began a frantic search. She was found severely injured and rushed to a hospital in Badula, but she died from her injuries. The date of this incident is somewhat confusing, with local media reporting it as February 18, 2025, while international reports surfaced a few days later. This unusual future date is likely a typo in the original reports, but it marks a tragic event nonetheless. The irony is that she was trying to capture an image of carefree joy, but her recklessness led to a moment of pure horror. The open doors of the Sri Lankan trains are an iconic part of the experience, meant to be enjoyed with caution, not used as a prop for a death-defying photo shoot. Case 8. Sophia Chung. On Saturday, July 10, 2021, 32-year-old social media influencer Sophia Chung and 3 friends went hiking in Hapak Lai Park near Yuen Long, Hong Kong. Sophia was known for her daring photos, often posing on the edges of treacherous cliffs and mountainsides. Her Instagram feed was a gallery of beautiful but dangerous stunts. The dream was to get another epic shot for her followers. Her motto posted on her profile was, "Life should be fun, not dumb." On this day, she planned to take a selfie at the top of the Qingdai Streams waterfall, a popular spot for hikers. After arriving at the waterfall, Sophia climbed onto a slippery rock at the very top of the cascade to pose for a selfie. The rock was wet and treacherous. As she was taking the picture, she lost her footing and slipped. She fell approximately 5 meters, about 16 feet, into the pool below. Her friends immediately pulled her from the water and called for emergency services. Paramedics arrived and rushed her to the hospital in critical condition, but she was pronounced dead on arrival at 7:59 p.m. local time. The tragic irony of Sophia Chung's death is captured in her own motto. In her quest to live a life that was fun, not dumb, she made a fatal error in judgment. Her entire online persona was built on flirting with danger for the perfect photo. On that Saturday in July, the danger she so often courted finally caught up with her, turning her final photo shoot into her last. From Anna Ursu to Sophia Cheung, these 8 stories are a grim testament to the dark side of selfie culture. They are cautionary tales of what happens when the desire for online validation becomes more important than life itself. They chased the perfect shot, and it cost them everything. So the next time you're tempted to climb over a fence or get a little too close to the edge for a photo, remember these stories. No amount of likes is worth your life. What's the most ridiculous selfie attempt you've ever witnessed? Let us know in the comments. And for more stories of fatal foolishness, be sure to subscribe to Karen's Last Mistake. Stay safe out there.